Death. The very word carries weight. For most of us, it marks the end of everything, the curtain falling on our story, the dissolution of all we have loved and known. But Buddhism dares to offer a radically different vision. You have already died countless times, and yet you continue to live. What we call death is not the end, but a turning of the wheel, a passage into another form of becoming. The illusion of finality. Why do we fear death so deeply? Because we see ourselves as fixed, permanent beings. An I that owns this body, these memories, this name. When that bundle collapses, we assume everything vanishes. But the Buddha taught that this sense of permanence is illusion. Existence is not a solid statue. It is a river, flowing and changing from one moment to the next. Every breath, every thought, every heartbeat arises and passes away. In this sense, we are already dying and being reborn from moment to moment. You are not the same person who woke up this morning or who smiled yesterday. The cells in your body shift, your thoughts transform, your emotions dissolve. You've already died 1,000 tiny deaths before you even notice the great one. Samsara, the endless cycle. On a larger scale, Buddhism describes samsara, the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Just as a flame is passed from one candle to another, our existence continues, not as a soul that travels unchanged, but as a continuity of causes and conditions. Your actions, thoughts, and intentions create momentum, carrying you forward into new forms of life. This means death is not the final door slamming shut. It is one beat in a rhythm, without beginning or end. You have been here before, in countless shapes and countless times, and you will be here again until liberation is realized. The fear of death transformed. If you truly absorb this teaching, the fear of death softens. You see that what you call you has never been a single, unbroken entity. Instead, you are part of a vast, interdependent process. The wave does not end when it falls back into the ocean. It simply returns to the whole, ready to rise again. In this view, life is not something to cling to desperately, nor is death something to resist with terror. Both are chapters of the same book, written in ink that never dries, The Path to Freedom. But Buddhism doesn't stop at telling us we've lived and died endlessly. It points to a deeper freedom, nirvana, the ending of the cycle itself. Samsara is endless, precisely because we cling to life, to ego, to identity. Once we see through the illusion of permanence, once we stop grasping, the cycle loosens its grip. Liberation is awakening to the truth that what you really are has never been born and can never die. Living with this wisdom. How do we live if we carry this vision in our hearts? Perhaps with more courage. Death no longer looms as an abyss but as a natural transition. Perhaps with more compassion, knowing that every being has wandered through countless lives, perhaps as our parent, our child, our friend, softens our anger and sharpens our empathy, and perhaps with more presence. Since every moment is already a birth and a death, life is too precious to waste in distraction. Each breath is fragile, unique, unrepeatable. And yet, each breath also connects us to eternity, the endless continuum. So, yes, you've died 1,000 times and you will die again. But what you are, in the deepest sense, has never ceased. Like waves on the ocean, lives rise and fall, yet the ocean remains. This is the timeless wisdom of Buddhism. Death is not the end, but a transformation. To see this is not only to lose fear, but to taste the freedom of eternity hidden within the fleeting moment.